This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Shaun Cole, and welcome to today's edition of the Pit Stop, where you, the pit crew, you are the real star of today's show. Welcome to the show. Happy Monday to everybody out there. I know for a lot of people in North America, it is a holiday day, so you would have thought I would have taken the day off. But no, I'm here talking news, and I did miss Friday's show. So I do want to throw down an apology to everybody for missing Friday's show. And just truth be told, on the side, I do I do a lot of extracurricular work. This week, what it was a custom installation of a custom rig at a high-end client's house in Lake Tahoe. So I did fly up there. Well, we had a little timing issue, and we had to move everything forward a few hours. So it meant that I literally was leaving for the airport the minute we would normally be starting a pit stop. Hey, we got a resub there, some tune name. Thank you very much. Love your screen name, some tune name. KC, how you doing, buddy? Anyway, no, it wasn't a holiday. This was totally work. I got up on Friday afternoon, and Friday afternoon I was able to, so I flew up Friday afternoon, and I got to the house, and we worked until 12:30 at night. I left that morning at 9 a.m., finished at 12:30 at night, and then I had to drive an hour back to Reno for my hotel room. And so I didn't even get into the hotel room until 1:30, and they couldn't check me in right away. Anyway, I didn't end up going to bed until like 3 in the morning, and then I was up and at it super early. I was up at like 7, got a little breakfast, got up to his place by 9, and we worked until 2 in the morning. And the only breaks we really took was a couple of runs to the hardware store and a quick lunch break. Other than that, no breaks. So I am fried. I'm exhausted. And then it was Sunday morning. I was back on a plane coming home. So it was a very intense trip that left me completely exhausted. It also meant that we missed Friday's show. But it was a lot of fun. We got the rig about 90% done. I can't say. I mean, I'd love to tell you that we got everything 100% done. But there were some issues. There were some things to work around. There were some requests that he wanted that made, in terms of where the rig was, that made it a little bit more expensive. No, that made it more difficult to do. Anyway, had a really good time, got it done, and we are back here. Now, also with today's pit stop, it will be a little bit of a short show. And the reason for that, hey, Jerry, happy MLK, and that's exactly why. So Mr. Thawman, our news reporter for the pit stops, and he is responsible for at least half of the news that you hear each day, he is on vacation. So we aren't getting his input today. He'll be back on Wednesday. So we do have a few things because I do get half the news or some of the news. And so we'll talk about those things. Cranky Pants, what's your question about the Deathmobile? What is your question? Short show from a short guy. Makes sense. I should always do short shows. I could call it the short pit stop. We do want short pit stops, right? Anyway, how are you guys? How was your weekend? How many of you have today off? What are you doing with your free time? Everybody else, you probably don't want to hear about those with the day off, because if you're at work and you got a case of the Monday blues, then you are definitely not enjoying seeing everybody have the time off. Tom Jones asked, and you can see in the chat, handful of question marks. It made it so easy for me to see that Tom Jones had a question. Was the Deathmobile the custom rig installation? No, I have no problem telling you guys what it was. It was not. It was a OSR, Open Sim Rig. If you don't know them, they're similar to like the P1 chassis. So it was one of those with an Accuforce wheel, Ricmotech hydraulic pedals, the real gear pedals with the Tilton pedal arms, the outstanding looking pedals, triple 35-inch monitors, a Vive, a sound system. He was using so he races for real, in real life, and he had, from his Audi RSR, he had one of the seats that we adapted to the rig. And yeah, it was a really cool setup. It's just that we had to do a bunch of adjustments, alterations to the design of the rig in order to accommodate where it was being placed. So yeah, Chris Phillips, I think you're the get your ass kicked for that case of the I missed something there. Anyway, so that was my weekend. That's what went on for me. It meant that I was not able to, and I feel so bad. I talk to people about endurance racing a lot. So anybody who doesn't know, this was the weekend of the iRacing 24 Hours of Daytona. And I've had offline conversations with a lot of friends about what is it about endurance racing? What is it about endurance racing that some people love? I could almost tell you that at times, AKA Twist, now following us on Twitch. Thank you very much. Thank you, AKA. And before we even get to the regular show, we're going to talk more about Twitch today, what we're doing on Twitch today. So good time to follow us on Twitch. What was I saying? Endurance. What is it about endurance racing that we love so much? And some people despise it, and rightfully so in both cases. I can tell you for me personally, when your team is working well together and the results are going well, there's kind of nothing like team racing. And the reason I say that is, well, if I win a race on my own, that's awesome. I'm going to pat myself on the back. Maybe a couple of guys will type in a message. I don't know if you guys remember the after party from one of our first runs at the endurance racing with the Simpit crew. We actually won our split. And we had, 5-6 guys who'd partaken in the race who all got to cheer and scream together. So instead of crossing the line and being like, yes, I won, we were all doing it in a party fashion. And that's a team sport. And there's a big difference between solo sport and team sport. So you get the fun of winning with a crowd. And it's hard to top that, honestly. The other is you get to talk about it with people who experienced it. So the day after when you're reflecting, because reflecting on races is so important. At that moment, you have people that shared the moment with you, and they really, really understand what it's like as well, and we're there. And so it makes the conversations later. It's a different kind of challenge, being able to push yourself and your team for that many hours. It's one thing to be able to do one race. You run a league. Let's say you're in a league and there's 10 races, and you really screw the pooch on race number 2. You still have 8 more races to go. So all the focus isn't put upon that one. When you talk about endurance racing, one of the reasons I love it is you could be talking about a month's work of preparation for one event. And if it goes well, there's nothing more climactic. And if it goes poorly, I don't think there's anything worse in sim racing than being in an endurance race when it's not going well. Devin Booth with some exclamation marks. You can see that in the chat. That's him telling me, hey, I got a comment that you got to see. Big shout out. 3 Simpit teams in the Daytona 24. 27th for the main team. We'll talk a little more about that in a while. 7th for the purple team, and a crash out. So one of the 3 teams didn't finish, but good showing in a hard event. I agree with you there. Turge, how do you say your name? Am I Turge Hell? It's fun to race in 20 hours and then get crashed. Last 4 hours, a lot slower than the first 20. It's the thrill of surviving. Yes, that is a big part of it too. David Payne right behind you says we're all winners. You know what? We are all winners. If you finish an endurance race, I don't care where you finished. The fact that you got to your car to the finish line is truly that's the number one goal. I don't care if you're in last place. Well, if you get to the checkered flag in last place, you didn't. The chance of you actually being in last are slim to none, because there would be teams that did drop. Rockjaw says they finished P2 in the GT3. Oh, awesome. A podium finish. Well done. In his first attempt, they got killed in the bus stop while leading with 9 hours to go. Lost speed the rest of the way. Yep, and that's the way it goes. Brian Ostrike saying it's a love-hate relationship. This is why this is a discussion. This is why we can make this a whole topic without even getting to the news today. He loves the team part. Hate the stress and nerves that it induces. And that's part of it. When you're in the car, there's nothing you just don't want to let your teammates down. You just don't want to, like, whether it's your fault or something happened, you don't want to be behind the wheel who totally, when things happen and change the outcome of the race for the entire team. It does cause more stress. It does cause more nerves. But it's that same pressure that makes the victory or the finishing that much more of an accomplishment. It's a mental battle. This is still the words of Brian Ostrike. It's a mental battle. And afterwards, it's a big relief. And he loves the story that it creates. I agree 100%. Darren Ganji saying, especially if you're the guy that wrecks the car, like him this weekend. Yeah, so that's what I was just saying. If you have a whole team of guys who are depending on you, you just don't want to be the guy, and it's so much added pressure when you're behind the wheel. There's no way. If you've never done it, it's hard to really explain the difference in the mindset and pressure. Yeah, Man-Thing says, it's wild watching teams fall apart, and you'll see that. You can go from first to worst. It's no joke. And meanwhile, other teams just through perseverance, they accomplish and they move up, and that's part of it too. You can find yourself in a very good position, following all the way back. You can find yourself in last place and moving forward, and that's a goal in its own. Yeah, okay, and that's one of my personal pet peeves. Amir says, love when people dive bomb thinking the race is won in the first hour. It's so true. I'll never understand the added level or the equal aggression place. Now, if you watch the real-life Daytona 24, it's changed. I think that 10 years ago, it was treated like an endurance race, and now somehow these teams have turned it into a 24-hour sprint race with the way they attack it. And it is dangerous, and it's a all-or-nothing mindset. So... Rock, we're letting a GTE through, another GT. Yeah, just dive bombing into it. Shunts of all shunts. Heiko, thank you for that. So Heiko says he's proud of the Simpit team. The guys always do a good job every time. Do you know, okay, so at this point we've been running sim racing teams for a year and a half or so. Do you know that the Simpit team, collectively of a group, have never bowed out of a race? Not once. Every single time we run, no matter how sad and pathetic it gets, we manage to pull through. We manage to just finish the race. And sometimes I'm sure every single guy in the team is sitting there thinking, can't we just quit? Can't we just stop this madness? Can't we stop the bleeding? No, we persevere, we move up, we go to the end because that's what we signed up for. We bring the car home unless the car is just dead. That's just the way we do. So I want to thank everybody, whether you're on this 24 team or previous teams. It's hard to find a group that's going to take that kind of dedication. I'll just say it that way. Excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and pull our graphic down, and before we get to the news, this is what we're talking about here. TFR Ryan now following us on Twitch. Thank you, TFR, and good time to do it because we're going to do some things on Twitch today that we will not be doing on YouTube. So if there was ever a day or an excuse to get over there, and when I'll get to that right after the 24. Alan Can says, does direct drive have tight steering or does it have little play in the steering? Alan Can, the best reason for a direct drive wheel for me is the lack of play. There is zero movement in the wheel. The wheel components, the shaft, it is a motor that is not going to let that shaft move. It's supported by real bearings, and it does not have any play. And beyond the effects, beyond the horsepower of the wheel or the force feedback strength of the wheel, it is the lack of play. The zero play is the reason that I love. And then you're talking about resolution on these that is much higher than other wheels, so there's zero dead zone either. That is the second best thing about a direct drive wheel. And then to me, the third best thing about a direct drive wheel is the amount of force feedback, the strength of, and the ability to exceed what I could possibly need from my racing desires. Getting through a few more of your comments. Yep, we've all been there. It sucks. We've all crashed a car with a team. I like to think most of us who've done this for years have been there. It's a rough spot to be, no doubt about it. But yeah, the Simpiters rule. We finish the races that we start, isn't it? Isn't that the rule? So anyway, here the graphic is. I want to thank, and from the bottom of my heart, I really want to thank Amir Assad, Joe Antonio, Chris Phillips, Randall White, Kenneth Estep, and Brian Ostrike. These guys had a rough day. They qualified in 20th place. They got punted, which led to 7 or 9 minutes of repair. When they came out of the pits, they were in 50th place, aka dead last. And these guys stuck it out. 24-hour race, lots of movement to make, and they ended up finishing in 27th place. And on one hand, you could think, 27th place. But on the other hand, you got to keep it in perspective. They moved up 23 positions from where they were after a bad time. So congratulations to the guys. I want to thank you so much for representing the Simpit and everything that we stand for. It means a lot to me that you guys maintained what we're known for, quality, classy, hard racing, and a desire to finish amongst all odds. So thank you so much. Congratulations to you guys. As we said earlier, we're all winners. You finish this race, you're a winner. That's the bottom line. Anybody out there who ran this race, you guys brought it home. My congratulations to you. And if you didn't, I sure hope it's because the car just wouldn't go anymore, but you guys were going to keep pushing it if you could. Get behind and push that car, literally, if we have to, right? Anyway, thank you guys for representing the Simpit so well. And again, great discussion on endurance racing and how it does differ slightly from real life racing, or not real life, it's very much real life, how it differs from sprint racing or single race events, or, more normal distance events, solo events. Gosh, get it out of your mouth already. All right. Next gen online racing community on Facebook could do with some more regular Monday night touring car races to participate in the league. The winner of the season will also be given tickets to the touring cars. Okay, there you go. Little plug for you guys. Dirty Rice now following on Twitch. Do I say it again? Yes, I do, because we're going to transition into this right now. Twitch, we do things on Twitch. We are Simpit Live on Twitch, and I'm going to go ahead and plug our show. I don't promote nearly as much as I should. I watch other streamers who promote, like, they must have an alarm in their bedroom or wherever they stream from that tells them, time to do your plugs. I just don't do that. But I am right now going to plug Simpit Live on Twitch, and I'm plugging it for you, not for me, to be honest with you. So when I do a DIY project, there are mistakes that happen. It does not always go well. What should take 10 minutes might take 2 hours. Elvis Live TV now following on Twitch as well. Great time, great time. So the other thing is, I try to keep it pretty clean. If you watch the show regularly, if I swear, if I break a PG-13 rule, you will see me doing push-ups to make up for it, because I really do want to have a family-friendly show here at YouTube. However, with that said, for the most part, I do consider sim racing to be an adult sport. And when we're live on Twitch, it's live, which means if I stub my toe, I'm going to curse. If I make a mess of a project, I'm going to get frustrated, yell, scream, break things, throw things, and of course, throw out some F-bombs. And I'm not advertising the swearing. I'm advertising the rawness of our Twitch stream. It's a lot more real than the buttoned up, cleansed, prepared shows that we do on YouTube. So, as soon as the pit stop finishes, I'm actually going to go off the air. Usually we do a little post-show conversation on Twitch as well. They see me setting up for the show, cleaning up the studio, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, we're going to end the show so that I can run to the store real quick to buy some super glue. And then when I come back, we're going to go live on Twitch again to finish LED projects. So anybody remember this? There was a video on how to make one of these LED strips, rev light bars, warning indicator bar for your rig. And I built one, and just as raw as this is, mine's even more raw with exposed wires. It's just stuck on my bezel. It's in a great spot, but it just looks kind of cheesy. Well, my original plan was to design, and I bought that 3D printer specifically for these kind of projects. And this is a little enclosure. And this enclosure is going to hold this. I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't want to give you all the details, but it's going to hold this LED stripe really nice. And then it's got a nice shield that goes over and keeps those lights so it looks a little more pro. We're going to put that together. This one here is actually for, I want to thank Devin Booth. Devin Booth, he does so much behind the scenes to help me with the show and ideas and the Discord channel. If I'm doing thank yous, the list is long. Amir, I need to thank you. I want to thank you for everything that you've been doing on our endurance teams. The team would not be the same without you. You are the captain, El Capitan of the endurance team. I thank you so much. Devin Booth, I'm thanking you now for the help behind the scenes. I want to thank Jesse Conroy because this whole idea was motivated by him. I wouldn't even own a 3D printer if it weren't for Mr. Viking King, Viking Elite, telling me to build some of these projects. Anyway, so when I get back, we're going to put this one together, and then it's going to go in the mail officially for Devin Booth because it's a little thank you for things he's been doing for me. I also did make a second one of these. This one came out a little nicer. Sorry, Devin. That we'll use on my particular strip. And we're going to put those two together. And then that leads me to my final thought, which will be V3 of the LED light strips, because I'm just obsessed with this project now, where I actually want the light strip to only be about that long. But then these two other banks of lights that I would have had, I want to split them off of here. And I want to make a smaller enclosure for the center rev-only strip. And I want to make two other boxes that are going to go like that on different spots with wiring between them, all considered one giant LED strip. So, and then also lastly, my little Arduino board is exposed. Devin's has the Breath Savers or whatever case, which is cheesy and funny, and the duct tape's coming up. Anyway, I want to make an enclosure for that as well. So it's going to be V3, I think, Tom. By the way, I'm going to do that one. So we're going to do that on Twitch. So again, last time for my plug. If you are not already, definitely check us out. Oh, I just look at how bleached out I am on this camera here for you guys. I'm so sorry about that. Oh, I almost need to fix that right now. It's so bad. Nobody told me. Anyway, check us out. Simpit Live on Twitch. We're going to be back on the air doing that in probably about an hour from now would be my guess. All right. Jesus. On with the news. 25 minutes. We haven't even gotten to the news, but that's okay because we are a little bit short on news. Once again, congratulations and thank you to all the guys on the Simpit Endurance team. I'm going to bring that graphic up one more time. I am going to actually have this Porsche immortalized. Sim Mortals, I think his name is, does like die-cast mock-ups of cars. I'm going to have this car made for the studio for sure. I'm going to talk to him today about that, but I'm so proud of you guys. I need to have that made for sure. Thank you for, oh, and the whole story last, gosh, get it out of your mouth, Shaun. I want to also give you guys a final apology. We were going to have two cars, and we didn't have two cars. We were going to have a Daytona prototype Corvette as well. I couldn't make the race. I had to pull out because I was gone this weekend, and I did it very late in the process with only like about 10 days notice, which is one of the other pressures of being on an endurance team is that what if I can't make it? What if I need to, bow out? What if real life gets in the way of sim life? And that's what happened to me, and I'm very sorry for letting you guys down. I mean, I know you guys let me off the hook. That's part of being a team as well. We understand. We empathize. But nonetheless, I feel bad. No matter how much you guys tell me it's okay, that doesn't make me feel okay. Shaun pulled out. All right, on with the news. iRacing Downshift number 16, NASCAR Media Day. We talked all about that. Casey Kerwin, Keegan Leahy, Lee, and the Chili Bowl. So most of the things that we've talked about on our own, but this is their podcast version of it from inside of the castle, so to speak. David Payne, question mark, 3D printed Shaun figure, win. Okay, David, fair question. I am trying to find, so like 3D scanners are really, 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 Lehigh, thank you, really expensive. So that's not out, an option. Now, I did hear that you can do a cell phone conversion. Thank you, Troy Denny. My buddy's Troy's watching. He loved the shirt. He's the one who went to exotic racing with me. I've heard that you can do a bunch of pictures, and then there are programs that will convert that into a 3D model. I've heard. I'm going to try to find it because I would like to find a way to make my own Shaun Cole bobblehead. That's what I'm trying to do. A Shaun Cole bobblehead. I was going to buy one way back when, and I never got around to doing it. They're actually kind of expensive, but I was still going to do it. Now I'd like to just make my own. Awesome, Shane Lake. Yes, and that's one of our topics. 1 million laps. Okay, so we finished this. That podcast is out there for you to find. So check this out. Couple things I want to point out here. This post here. Nope. Where is it? This. No. Where is it? Where'd it go? I had it. I've lost it. Where'd it go? Damn it. Here it is. Okay. I have more, so I have to scroll down. Right here. Steve Myers posting this 23 hours ago. We got the final tally for the iRacing 24 hours. 6,290 drivers took part in this. Think about that. One event. Well, it was actually two events. 6,290 drivers. And are you ready for this one? 1,030,018 laps were completed in the two races combined. 1 million laps between the two races. Just right there. Bam. Can you imagine? Do the math. Anyway, that's a lot of people who took part. And that's another part of this endurance racing. You go race a regular league race, you're running with the same 30 guys every week. You go run iRacing open races, and you might be amongst 60, 70, maybe 120 on a good night. 4 splits, depending on what you're running in. And 1 million laps. Anyway, it just blows my mind how many people took place. It wasn't a million laps, but again, you do one of those 120. Now we're talking 66,000 plus people. Maximilian Benecke posts, yes, super happy about winning the Daytona 24-hour race for the 4th time. Best teammates in the car, Max Notch, Weniger, John Wall, Gianni Salvo 98. I love how everyone uses their stupid Twitch names instead of just writing. I know it's multimedia and you want the links, but how about giving us their actual names, their human names? Human. Thanks to everyone showing up on his stream. It's been awesome. And anyway, Team Redline also posting about it. 163 laps per driver. That's awesome, Eric. Thank you for the quick math. Tom trying to do it in his head. All right, what else to talk about? R Factor also having their the Sim Formula 2020 event going on. We saw the live, this competition is going on from Maastricht. Try to be the fastest on track and go home with a title and prize. After trying out the simulator on the main stage, you're going to check out the sim racing exhibition, which is open. So this is all going on, and we do have our winners. Risto Capit, winner in qualifying round number 1. Jeremy Boodaloop, look at this. 3 of these names are regular names on this show. Jeremy Boodaloop in second, winning the qualifying round number 2. Hani Alsopti, winning qualifying round number 3. Qualifying round number 4 was won by Zbigniew Ziara. And Jarl Tienen winning round number 5. So those are the big winners in that event going on by R Factor. Dirt's talking about their stuff. What are they? Oh, no, this is a Codemasters post. So just so you know, they've been honored to have both F1 2019 and Dirt Rally 2.0 nominated as finalists in this year's DICE Awards. I'll tell you, year after year, Codemasters wins their share of DICE Awards. So I'm sure one of these will, at least one of these is likely to win Racing Game of the Year, because I don't even know how much competition they're against this year. But very well, congratulations to them. Arude says he can't believe. So, yeah, there's usually a couple of people. I know Devin Booth is planning on doing a solo endurance race. How long a break do they take? So, does anybody know? Did anybody watch the stream? Does he go take a lunch break? Does he go sleep? Or does he literally sit in that seat for 24 hours? Other than, I'm assuming, I hope he has to go to the bathroom. I hope he's not diapering it. Cool. Do you have a link for that? I didn't see that. I was even at the Thrustmaster page. I would love to see the Thrustmaster load cell pedal. I do not have a link to it. No. Le Mans 24. No brakes. Just pee when you pit. I gotta admit, that doesn't even sound fun to me. No way. Not a chance that I'm gonna do that. Hey, bearded sim racer, how you doing, buddy? Eric, yes. Well, you got to get out there. It's a totally different experience. It's very unique in the driving world. I mean, depending on your life, not you, but everybody out there, it's like, some people played solo sports. Maybe they're into running. It's hard for me to swimming, or there are a bunch of different solo sports, and then a lot of people were really into team sports. I have to admit, I did both. When I was in junior high and high school, I wrestled and I played soccer and I ran track. And for the most part, other than the relay, track was a solo sport. Wrestling is very much the epitome, in my opinion, of solo sport. But I also played a lot of soccer and actually baseball too, now that I think about it. But it's a totally different. It changes. I mean, sport is sport. Sport is competition. Sport is mono, even in a team sport. Because you think about soccer, and there are moments where it is just you one-on-one with a defender, or you one-on-one with the goalie. So, but at the same time, it plays like a team sport. Scooby G asks, have I mentioned the Bathurst 333 on Race Room Competition? No, for the most part, Scooby, I mentioned things when they posted. I don't recall seeing a post. I usually follow, I think, Race Room. We're on their Twitter page, if I'm not mistaken, and I didn't see anything. If you have a link, I'd be happy to bring it up and talk to you about it. Joel, I don't know what kind of brakes Devin's going to take. He just mentioned potty brakes only. Thank you very much, Bearded. I appreciate that. He says, thanks for being a pioneer in media and sim racing genre. And he wouldn't be doing it if it weren't for our hard work and passion. Thank you so much. It means a lot when I hear things like that. I do. I really, really do. So Devin's got it dialed. Takes advantage of Le Mans long straights to take care of business. Grid posted today. Season 2 for Grid is right around the corner. I like their little emoji for corner, whatever, meaning new content for all game modes. Grab Grid Ultimate Edition for the new season content and everything from Season 1, including this beast. How many can name this car? I think I know the name of that car. I'm not going to say it yet because I want you guys. How many of you know this car? If you're in North America, this is not a normal car. If you are a rally fan or a Euro car model fan, I think it's pretty obvious. It's a very iconic car, so despite I might get it wrong. Pelican. No, see, that's the thing. It does resemble kind of a Scirocco. It's a tall Scirocco. Or the Gen 2 Scirocco that really kind of never really happened here in America. If I'm not mistaken, that is a Lancia Delta. Yep, there it is. Greg's just typed it in. Lancia Delta HF Integral. This is one of the greatest cars ever made, in my opinion. This is part of the new Grid update, so this is part of, there's more to it, and that is coming out just around the corner, as they say. Also at Codemasters, they're featuring, they're looking for so many jobs, they now just feature certain jobs each on a weekly basis. This week's featured job is for Senior Graphics Programmer based in our Southam HQ headquarters. if you're up to the task, there's a link right here, and that'll take you to their Codies career portal where you could work for one of the biggest companies in sim racing. I'll call them the biggest company in sim racing. I'll go out on a limb. I'm pretty sure they are. Oh, Rowell also got it. Chunky got it as well. Pelican with the Delta originally. Yes, yes. No down. Yeah, exactly. That is a man's car right there. No downforce. Nothing helping you. Beast of a car. Only driven it in a handful. I've driven it in a handful of sims. Obviously, never driven it in real life. But it's a car I think is really beautiful. For a boxy designed car, it really has some cool lines. It's such a unique car. So, like, yes, it's a shape that mini cars can be like it, but it is so unique that it's immediately recognizable to anyone. Anyway, that's almost... I drove Grid. Tell me I'm wrong. Maybe I just need to spend some more time with settings. But when I drove Grid, it just seemed like the minute I turned my wheel, the car just went into a four-wheel slide every time, no matter what. I found it really hard to drive it like a proper car. Now, I could handle that slide. I could drive it rather fast past the AI, no problem. But, yeah. Anyway, that car. What is a Delta? What is a Lancia Delta? That is what a Lancia Delta is. Right there. Look at that badass car. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right, we have some life at a NASCAR heat. It's been a little while since they've posted much, but NASCAR heat 21 hours ago posting, what if I told you more information about eNASCAR Heat Pro League Season 2 coming soon? Just kidding, unless, anyway. So apparently they're gearing up. Then also with this, check this out. So Codemasters creator director Stephen Hood. I know Stephen. He and Paul Gilles were part of the original creative and directive team behind Codemasters' original title. When they first made their first Formula One title, it was at the hands of Paul Gilles and Stephen Hood. Anyway, Stephen Hood is now working with NASCAR Heat. Codemasters creative director Stephen Hood on how the new Motorsport Games Group can disrupt the market. So this is Autosport. So, I'm sorry, it looks like he works for Autosport, not NASCAR Heat, but they are now involved with some of the esport aspects of NASCAR Heat. So that's what's all going on there. All-wheel drive, supercharger, and a turbo. That's what a Lancia Delta is. If I'm not mistaken, that car was making big horsepower before the horsepower boom. Because now it's like a Honda Civic makes 300 horsepower. You know, my 83 Camaro, which I thought was so badass, made like 220 horsepower maybe. Oh, my monitor just blinked. That was interesting. So, again, I keep describing it as a beast of a car. That car had horsepower that Ferraris didn't have at the time. So, all right, what else? WRC, they're talking about their next esport season coming. Prepare your steering wheel. The Esport WRC is back for its 5th season on January 23rd for the Rally Monte Carlo. Reveal your skills and become the 2020 World Champion. So that is coming up again, January 23rd. That is just 3 days away. I know a lot of you guys are pretty good at this rally business. Maybe it's time you see if you can't get up there. I think we're getting to the point also that we assume these guys are so good, and a lot of them really are. But maybe it's just giving it the good old college try. Rseat, they're talking about Automobilista 2. So they posted this, I think they posted this on Friday, but we missed it. I just want to make sure that you guys were aware of it. But Automobilista 2 is scheduled to be released in March 2020. But you may still pre-order it through the AMS early backing campaign. So Rseat, maybe one of the best R Factor massage groups out there, massaging the physics and massaging the content of R Factor. I'm sure you guys love my wording. But anyway, they're really one of the best when it came to groups working with the R Factor engine. Automobilista too. A lot of people have been really, really looking forward to this. These guys have a great reputation. Automobilista is definitely a new direction for them. This is not going to be just Automobilista 2. It means a lot more than just saying 2, in my opinion. Something I'm very much looking forward to. It's probably time for me to reach out to those guys and try to get one of the... Yep, I knew it. Reach out to them and see if we can get some advanced copy or talk to them about the sim. But March 2020 is coming quickly. This posted here at Thrustmaster. So here we are at Thrustmaster. We could take another look at... Well, I guess if it's a leaked photo, they wouldn't necessarily be posting it. That wouldn't make it leaked, would it? We are looking for a leaked photo. I can't remember who said it. If you have a link, I'd love to see a picture of the leaked photo of the Thrustmaster load cell pedals. That would be awesome. If you have that link, please send it on over. Automobilista VR. That's a good question. Hey Raul, how you doing? So we've seen a bunch of build up to the Le Mans Esport series. This is Forza in the Mazda 787 at Silverstone, and so here we have from their latest competition. Here are the finalists or the finishers. Here, RZM Vane, the Brain Damage, and FRF Warrior, the guys sitting on top of the podium. The LMES Rivals 3 results are in. That's what we were looking at. Congratulations to those 3. They have won their tickets to the LMES Super Final and will be competing for their share of $50,000. So we've seen a few different entry points into the Le Mans Esport competition, and these are the latest 3 who are making it into that Super Final coming up. I'm showing this. I think I've already mentioned this, but I really, really want to get one of them. I was actually going to buy a third-party one and put it on, but people make fun of my Accuforce wheel rim because they'll watch me running our Dallara F3 series, and I'm sitting there like I'm driving a NASCAR or a truck, and you know the wheel I have on my Accuforce works out awesome for most things that I do, but oh cool, can you type in like the first part and I'll assume it's a .com? Maybe it will let you do such and such at such and such. That would be awesome. I can add the .com. No, KC, nothing with Project Cars 3 other than we know when and if it happens, it'll be done under the Codemasters umbrella because Codemasters acquired Slightly Mad and all of its assets, including the Project Cars title. Delta had 247 horsepower in 1980. The rally version had 500 horsepower. Yeah, but in 1980, how many cars were making nearly 250 horsepower? I mean, seriously. A Corvette didn't make 250 horsepower, did it? A standard Corvette. I don't think it made that much in 1980. There we go. Thank you, cool. You rock, bud. Control C. Let me try to open it over here. And then what's the rest? So it's forum at... Give me the second half now. Okay, we're going to keep working on. Anyway, I'm dying to get one of these. This is what I need. This is a new wheel rim. You know, if you look up a Momo, this is like a $300 rim on a Momo. So if you have a 70mm bolt pattern wheel and you're looking for an inexpensive option... This is now available from Xperience. Looking for a formula-style wheel for your Accuforce button box or wheel hub? Steering wheel now on sale for only $80. 290mm diameter, commercial-grade Duramold. Fits any standard 70mm M5 hub. So you could put it on any other. Anyway, I would like to... well, show me a cool rim. I'm all about cool rims, that's for sure. So, all right. Anyway, congratulations to Xperience, because actually they needed that for a while as an add-on to the Accuforce, or an option. So I would like to get one of those for mine as well. Now, oh wow, we're really kind of to the end of the show. So again, cool. If you can get me the rest of that link, because right now I don't have enough. It's not going to it. It's that link's not working for me. Paste. Oh, I don't see the word F. Letter F. Wait, we might have gotten it. Nope, still not working. Which forum is that? Thank you, Devin. Bam. I got it. Thank you. Here we go. This is it. Tom Jones, thank you. See how effective the exclamation marks? Oh, this is even boxed, which means it's really close. It means it's ready to go. It means I need to call Thrustmaster and be like, what the F? I'm getting so tired of lazy companies not knowing and doing their job. I know my show is not the biggest show in the world, but if you don't know if you are at Thrustmaster and you don't know about the Simpit or who I am, you really suck at your job. I mean, I know that's a lot of my ego talking right now, but if you work for Thrustmaster and you don't know that you should already be picking up the phone and calling me, then I'm going to just say you suck at your job. And if that affects whether you give me one or not, I really don't care. I'll buy them, or I just won't show them on the show. This picture might be the only thing you ever see. Anyway, let's check them out. I'm really excited about these. Don't get me wrong, but this is the Thrustmaster LCM pedals, load cell and magnetic something. I can't tell. They're going to be PS4, Xbox One, and PC compatible. They look very plasticky for a load cell, but at the same time, plastic can be made to be quite strong. Hall sensors. Yeah, they look super bulky. Yeah. Load cell and hall sensors. So instead of potentiometers, which wear out and get dirty and all sorts of issues with them, they're using hall sensors, which are much longer lasting, a little more accurate as well, if I'm not mistaken. So quite a huge upgrade. They're 3D printed. I should just make my own 3D printed version. Yeah, I need these right now. I need a wheel to go along with it. I have contacts at Thrustmaster, so I'm good at my job sometimes. Sometimes. Let's read some of the comments. Not a lot of them here. Oh, there are 46. They need to stop. First thing when I was throw the pedal. So one guy says, first thing I did when he got his T300 was throw the pedals in the garbage. Exactly. You know, it's like if you buy a Thrustmaster wheel and you throw your pedals away, and as a result you go buy Fanatic pedals, there's a good chance your next wheel might end up being a Fanatic. I mean, isn't that kind of likely? Even, I mean, and maybe if you had a Fanatic wheel, it wouldn't happen that way, but their pedals are actually really good. So GT Planet has more picks. All right, well, let's see if we can. Where were these spied at? Oops, not TGT Planet. Yeah, if you can. How come it's not? I don't see it at GT Planet. You'd think this would be somewhat new news. Is it in their forums, perhaps? Okay, anyway, stage results. This is... Sorry, Devin, I'm messing this up. Where's my news? Looking for more links for you guys. Always looking for links. The last season of the LG Logically Gaming Rally League is underway. After this season, they'll be switching over to the Simpit naming for this one. Me and Devin have been working together on community racing, get you guys more racing opportunities. Anyway, this is the result of event number 1, stage number 4, North Fat Fork Pass. Rob Clymer. Dave Clymer. Rob, my gosh. I'm so sorry, buddy. I do that to you all the time. I have two friends with the last name Climber, one being Rob, the other being Dave, and I do it to both of them. No, that's not entirely true, but I'm completely anyway. Rockjaw McGraw finishing in second, and Devin Booth finishing in third. Congratulations to you guys, and you can find that. When are you guys racing on that one, Devin? I'm sorry. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. Check the Discord again. All right, in the news channel, we are there. And thank you very much. You guys are the real star of today's show. We have more pictures of the pedals, so there's that. Oh, that looks way better than their box. Why does it look like... Man, they should fire their photographer or their graphics artist, because that looks a lot more impressive. I can already tell this heel plate at least is metal, and the pedal faces are metal, and those are probably the typical plastic arms that you would find, but that looks way nicer than the box. Don't have a price yet. Anyway, I'll try to... What's this? I don't know what this is. Where are we? Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Amir. Thank you, Devin. Thank you, everybody. Don't know. We're going to try to find out. Yeah, Climber is very fast. All right, more results. This is the Simpit Road Racing Series, the Dallara F3. I'm so sorry I couldn't make that race yesterday. The guys were at, where were you guys? You were at Road, I don't I see the track name anywhere. Road Atlanta. Yeah, there it is. Road Atlanta. 35 laps at Road Atlanta. At the end, it was Andrew Leach winning the race. How much of a margin did you have there at the end? 6.8 second margin over Craig Gallet and Randall McGrew. Hey, Randall McGrew. Look at that. Randall McGrew finishing third. And Randall McGrew, Randall finished in fourth. Randall McGrew, are you Rockjaw McGraw, or are you Randall LP? I think Randall L is our other Randall. Anyway, let's get that out of my mouth clean. Andrew Leach winning the race, Craig Gallet in second, and Randall McGrew in third. And that is race number 2 in the Dallara F3 series. I should try to pull up the points at this point. We'll get that on Wednesday's show. Bearded has that wheel rim we're going to check out real quick. There's a wheel rim. ARD, Advanced Racing Development, with what looks like a 3D CAD drawing. The second new product release, our GTE Sim Racing wheel. It will be a direct add-on for Logitech, Thrustmaster, and DD wheels on the market today. It is currently in production and will be available for purchase in March 2020. So there you go. Thank you for sending that in. People check that out as well. And let's see, where are we here? This is the Sunday Night Mazda series with Logically Gaming Devin Booth. Winning the race was Jason Gatta, Randall McGrew finishing in second, and Phil Scrutton finishing in third. Have to look back to fourth for Devin Booth. And I see a lot of other names that good friends of mine in that race. So that was a good group there running Sunday Night Mazdas at Okayama. And then, hey, do I have that? What? Oh, wait. Mazdas, yes. And this is the Tuesday Night Mustangs. They are Mustangs. All right. Wow. All sorts of racing going on. See how much racing you can be doing with us? We have racing Sunday, Monday, Tuesday at this point in time. Being streamed, getting the results aired on here, racing with our good friends and a bunch of guys who you can trust and have fun racing with. Anyway, Roger Clark winning the race. Terry Crouch finishing in second, and Roger Gregory finishing in third. And I believe, is that the end? What do we have? Oh, this is an event coming up. I just want to let you guys know about. This is the RSL Caterham Cup, round 4 at Knockhill. This is going to take place tomorrow. Knockhill, Dunfermline, Fife, Scotland, UK. You guys are really testing me. Race time. So official practice at 20:00 UK London time, 45 minutes long. Qualifying at, hold on one second, you guys. Let me get you better information real quick. Bear with me. Dave sent me the details. So Dave Laser Cutter sent this in to me. old friend of his has been running this league for R Factor 2 races and making mods for years. He doesn't get to race with them, but he wanted you guys to know about it. They're running next Tuesday, that being tomorrow, the 21st at 8 p.m. That is 2000 in case you didn't do the math. UK time, midday for us here in the US. They're going to be running R Factor 2 Caterhams and a work-in-progress version of the Knock Hill track that he's making, Dave making. It should be a good combination. I know that this group mainly does iRacing, but I wondered. So, yes, so for those of you who watch and you're like, man, all they do over there is iRacing, which, you know, I understand that we can be guilty of. Here's an event that's open to all of you guys. You can take part in it and go have some fun for R Factor 2 running the Caterham at a work in progress by one of our very own pit crew members building the track. So definitely check this one out. Again, 8 p.m. UK time. That's about midday here in the US. And that should be fun. They're going to do 2 races. They're going to do race number 1, which will be 10 minutes. Then a 15-minute warm-up. And then race 2 with a reverse grid that will be 30-minute long. It'll be a free practice on the RSL R Factor 2 server. Weather will be dry. And that's how you do it. Anyway, thank you for sending that in, Dave. Excuse me. All right. Once again, thank you so much, you guys, for representing the Simpit so well. Amir Saw, Joe Antonio, Chris Phillips, Randall White, Kenneth Estep, and Brian Ostrike. I'm going to have this car made by Sim Mortals. Because I wasn't there, my little thank you to you guys is I'm going to have your car honored forever. I'm going to have that built, and I'm going to put it here on the studio for everybody to look at. And every once in a while, people be like, what's that car? And I'll be like, oh, this car? This is a big thank you to my friends who ran in my name and my honor, or not my honor, but in the Simpit colors and representing the show. And showed everything that I love so much about our group and dedication and follow through and determination just to finish the race. So thank you guys. And we're going to finish with one more thing. And I know we talked about this a long time ago. And here it is. This is the Asus race Republic of Gamers, I think they call it, bezel free kit. This is built for a 27-inch monitor. And this is the bezel free kit. You put this thing over your little triple monitor mount, and it magically delicious. It like makes the bezels disappear by like doing some magic trick with the pixels. It's not cheap though. This thing, which is just these kind of 2 strips. Here, can we? Here we go. That's what I want to do. Monitors not included. But yeah, look at these things that make, I definitely want to get a pair of these. I don't know how well it'll do. I think it like duplicates. I'm not sure how it even does it. Here's a video. Here, let's watch the video. The bezel free kit. You got 2 on one top, 1 bottom, and then the lens thing goes between. Yeah, didn't we talk about these like a year ago? I mean, seriously? Ooh, look, you can actually know. Did I have my audio as my, Windows audio on. Sorry about that. I muted it for my sake. And then check it out. Wait. I want to see that part again. Hold on. Okay, so, it just does like this magnifying. So do you guys remember when a 32-inch television was actually a large television? And people would buy a magnifying lens on sticks that you would put like 2 feet in front of your TV to make it look bigger. Do you guys remember those? That's kind of what this is like. It's just kind of enlarging the outer pixels to then stretch them over the area in the center that is black. The bezel free kit. Anyway, like I said though, check it out. They're not cheap. $109, you guys. Add to cart. Okay, I'm gonna order them. I'm going to order them. I don't know if they'd send them. I'm not going to wait. Anyway, I am going to put those on my monitors, see what happens. It'll allow me to kind of make sure I get my monitors lined up very well as well. Probably time for me to build a second version of my monitor stand. I used wood on the arms out of simplicity and cheapness, but now I should probably upgrade the rig. Light refraction is the technology behind that. Technology goes back about 1,000 years. Anyway, okay, you guys, that is going to do it for today's show. Like I've been telling you all show here on YouTube, we are going to be live on Twitch for a few more minutes. I'm going to end the show, and then we're going to actually come back on the air probably about an hour from now, working on our LED strips. That's going to be live on Twitch at Simpit live on Twitch. You definitely need to hand over there if you want to watch that and watch us work on that live. That should be fun. Definitely, if you like the show, if you like what we talked about, what we're doing here, give us a thumbs up. If you don't, please feel free, give us a thumbs down. But the best thing you could do, if you're going to give me a thumbs down, send me an email and tell me why, because maybe it's something I can improve or do better on the show. But always looking to make the show better. And of course, tell a friend. Let your friends, let people know what we're doing here. Post it in the forums. Let people know. Get over the Simpit. They're doing stuff that's different. We're not just sitting here watch me drive like 1,000 other people. I mean, you know what? I do watch me drive. I like doing that. That's cool. And 99% of the sim racing entertainment out there is, ooh, look at me drive. Tell a friend. We're doing something different. We're really being the Simpit. We're doing DIY projects. We're building rigs. We're doing our racing. We're talking the news. We're talking our sport. You know, this is our talk show. This is the wind tunnel for sim racing, and we need more people being here talking about it because it's just getting better as we increase the conversation about our favorite sport, hobby, common interest. Anyway, that's going to do it for today. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for being part of the pit crew and making it so much fun. Jack's on Lowry. I'm sorry if I messed up your name. Now following us on Twitch. I'll be live on Twitch in about an hour doing those DIYs. Come out and hang with us there. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the track.